So, Cassida, it's really a pleasure to have this opportunity to speak to you. You are very far from me, but with the miracle, I can speak directly to you. Perhaps my first question for Metal Ops Mag on YouTube will be just a little simple question. Can you present you and can you present the band and a little of your story?
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you so much for having me on today. I really appreciate it. And it's great to speak to someone so far away from me as well. We actually just recently played in France for the very first time, and the response was fantastic. We had such a great time. But I'm a 22-year-old solo artist, and I'm loving music. I'm loving what I'm doing. It's been such a fun journey so far, and I think people are enjoying it too. So that makes me really happy, and to put people's a smile on people's faces is exactly what I want to do. So
So it was crazy. I love your name, like I said before, Cassida Paris. From where came this idea finally to call you Paris?
the name, I actually, to be honest, I don't think there was much thought behind it. In terms of, there's no French connection there, unfortunately. I have been to Paris before. It's a beautiful place. And I can't wait to play in Paris one day as well. That would be super fun, considering my name's Cassidy Paris. But yeah, I don't think there's much of a connection. I know that my mum loved David Cassidy growing
Yeah.
up, so I think that's where she got the Cassidy aspect from. And my brother's actually called Cooper, and I think that the connection there is Alice Cooper. But the Paris aspect of it, I think, just had a good ring to it for my parents. Not necessarily any real good thinking behind it. I wish there was, though. People ask me this a fair bit.
Yeah, I think when I see your name, I think when she will come back in Paris, we will see Cassida Paris on the Eiffel Tower, you know.
That would be fantastic, wouldn't
She's
it?
here in Paris. So yes, about Paris, about Europe. You do a long tour, 10 times in Europe in April, May, with a great band, HAREM SCAREM. You begin in Madrid and you play in many places, London, in Dutchland, also in Lisbon too. How was this tour with the guys of HAREM SCAREM?
Oh, unbelievable. I just had the most incredible time, and the boys from Harem Scarum. I grew up on Harem Scarum. My dad, Steve Janevski, he plays guitar in the band, and he raised me on this band. I always looked up to Harry and Pete and all the guys in the band, and Pete's one of the best. Like, he's a magician. He's such a good guitarist, and Harry is such a good songwriter, and they're just such lovely people. So being around them and just getting to take in what they're like was such an honor, and I have so much respect for them. There's nothing better as a youngster in the industry meeting your idols and them being nice people. So yeah, I'm very privileged to know the guys.
And how was the relationship in the band with the guy of Aaron Scarem? Was it friendly? I suppose.
Absolutely, absolutely. We've maintained contact with all the guys. Actually, there's some exciting news with Pete and us coming up very soon. I can't say too much yet, but Pete has done some of his he's worked some of his magic on some of the music that I'm about to put out. So yeah, I'll leave it at that because I shouldn't say too much more. But yeah, it's been fantastic to see how a relationship can go from not knowing someone and knowing a band to being good friends with them. And like I said, I feel very honored that I have that friendship with the guys in the band. They've been very good to me, very supportive.
Yes, because I see many video on YouTube of you on tour with the guy of HAREM SCAREM, and you play some a song with them, "The Death of Me." You will be a
Yes,
special guest on stage. Suppose it was a dream come true to play with the guys on stage on
it
the same.
was. It certainly was. I remember putting up a little bit of "The Death of Me." It's always been one of my favorite songs. I love a lot of what, all of what HAREM SCAREM do, but "The Death of Me" is definitely one of my favorite songs. And when Harry introduced me on the first night, I was pretty shocked because I didn't expect it, and it was just so much fun. And he said, "Do you want to do this every night of the tour?" And I had a lot of fun on that tour doing that song for sure.
Yes, it was a great tour for you, and in Europe, everywhere. You play also in France. The first time in your career, you play in the Sti Rock Festival. It was in Berlin, in the north of, in the Pas-de-Calais, in the north of the France. How was it? First time in France, first meeting with your French fans, first meeting with all the people who came to see HAREM SCAREM, because there are a lot of fans too in France. How was it, this first show?
It was amazing. I was just saying to my dad earlier that the people of France really, the French people really blew me and my father away. Like the connection was fantastic, and that the crowd was so into the show. And as an artist, that has never been to a place before like France, you run the risk sometimes. People either like you or they don't, because they've never heard of you before. And yeah, it's been fantastic. The whole response in France was fantastic, and we can't wait to come back soon.
Yes, I hope to see you in Paris, of course, on stage. You tell me about your father. Yeah, he play on stage with you on all the tour. So how was it to get to the father on your left side playing? I think he played bass. And how was it to get your father? Was it easy? Was it funny?
I wouldn't be anywhere without my dad, and I feel very privileged to have him on stage with me. And he's just returned to guitar, which is super exciting as well. And I'm thrilled to have him back. It's going to be so much fun. We've got a lot of really exciting things coming up worldwide. But yeah, it is really a privilege as a daughter to be able to play on stage with my dad, and I know that he's my #1 supporter, and he's always looking out for me, and that's really important to me too.
Yes, he is here since the beginning, really, at the beginning. So it's yes, about the stage. What do you want to when you are on stage? What do you want to give to your public? What is finally a good show for you? When you left the stage, you are really, really happy of the show.
Yeah, look, I'm if I'm playing to 5 people, I'm playing to 5,000 people. That I give people the same show, and I just feel very privileged that I get to play on a stage. It's my favorite place in the world, and I think for me it's all about connection. So when I go out on stage, I love to be able to connect with the fans, to be able to sing the same lyrics as them and see them out in the crowd singing the lyrics that I wrote. It's actually an insane feeling, and to be able to reach out, touch their hands and stuff is so much fun, and I feel very privileged that I have the fan base that I do at the age I do.
Yes, and you play in a Frontiers Rock Festival in Italia, a huge festival with lot of legends like Winger, Asia, HAREM SCAREM. They headline the last day of the festival. There are also Mike Trump from White Lion. How was it for you to play in this huge festival? Who is always, each year we get this festival with all the legends that we could have on the catalogue of Frontiers Record, because it's a huge catalogue.
It's huge, and you know what? I feel very honoured to be able to be on a record label like that too. Like I said before, HAREM SCAREM, Winger, a bunch of bands that are signed to Frontiers. I'm a huge fan of, and I grew up on these bands. My dad grew up listening to them too, so he played them to me in the car on the way to school every day. So to be able to say that I'm signed to the same record label as those, the heavyweights of the industry in, the rock scene is pretty wild. So being able to meet all these people at Frontiers Fest, and like I said, the best thing in the world is to meet your idols and for them to be good people. I remember, my parents were speaking to Mike Tramp, and they were like, "You're Cassidy's parents, right?" And I'm like, "You're Mike Tramp, how do you know who I am?" It's pretty insane to be able to, talk to musicians like that, and I feel very, very lucky because I've had a very good experience with the musicians and Frontiers, and Frontiers have been so good to me, and I can't wait to grow with them as a record label and as an artist as well.
So for this tour, you get a new single, Butterfly. There are many singles. I think it was the fourth single out of the album. Tell me more about this song, Butterfly. What is the idea, and why do you choose this song for this the single on the whole tour?
Yeah, well, Butterfly's the first single from the second album, and I'm very excited because Butterfly is something that it was really kind of a life-changing song for me because it's about freedom, it's about standing up for yourself, and that's something that I really needed to hear quite recently, and, it's fantastic to be able to see people relating to it as well. I get people writing me messages every day that they connect to the song, and that just, fills my heart with joy to be able to see that a song that, I've sang has connected with people, and I feel very, very lucky that I've been able to do that. I'm so excited for the rest of the record to come out as well. And it's just a very exciting time. I also have a surprise that is coming out very, very soon. But I cannot say very much about that yet.
Yes, I suppose you are working on the new album because it's 2 years ago that the album it was in 2023. The album in December and then something like that. So I suppose there is a new album. How was it to work on this new album? Do you write a lot of songs? Tell me more about this new album because a lot of people wait now.
Yeah, of course, and for me, it's all about a good song is a good song, and that's something that I was taught from a very young age. But yeah, I did co-write a lot of the album, and I feel very privileged that I got to work with the musicians that I did. I got to work with Paul Laine, ex-Danger Danger, the Defiants. He's like my second dad. But he doesn't want me to call him a second dad. He wants me to call him a fun uncle, I've been told. So he's like, a second dad to me. And it's been great to be able to continue to work with him. I got to work with Aldo Lanabile. He produced the record, which was super fun. And he is just the loveliest person as well. I got to work with Dragon. He was in a band called Roxas that were very popular in Australia. Obviously my father as well. There's just so many people that had a hand in this record, and I feel very excited for it to come out and for people to listen to it. And it was very exciting for me to play some of the new stuff in Europe this year.
Yes, so I suppose there will be a new album next year or something like that. Very important. It's the second album, so you get 2 EP before, but the second album. How do you feel about the writing of this album? Is it a challenge for you? Everybody knows the first album, but the second is finally, I will say, is very, very important because we know what you could do in the future.
Yeah, thank you. No, I'm obviously very proud of the debut record, but I think this album is definitely a progression point, and I hope people love it more potentially more, if not the same as the first album. I think it's really, I think it competes with the first album, and we worked really hard on getting it to that level as well. But yeah, it is quite a nerve-wracking thing putting out a second album. The debut was very well received, and I know that people like that record, and I'm very thankful for that. So I hope they dig the next record just as much. That would make me really happy.
So I'm sure it will be a great new record. So we are waiting now. You tell me that there is a surprise very soon. So we are waiting too for the surprise. Just about.
There is, yes.
Just about a song that you write, I will say a long time ago, but not too much, 4 years, because I have the impression that it has been, it is a very important song. It's Wannabe. Tell me more about this song, because it's about the popularity, about all what happened. When I see some picture of you when you are very young, 10 years or something like that, with your guitars and your name, and the picture after. So I think you live that. Finally, the beginning of the popularity, people who know you, who see you. What about this song, Wannabe?
Wannabe is such an important song to me. It's something that I released back when I was in high school, not too long ago, and it was like I said before with Butterfly, it was just kind of like a pivotal moment in my life. And there's people, and I think this is something that I learned really recently as well, is that, sometimes people aren't in the industry for the right reasons. People try to be something that they're not, whether that be on stage or, as a musician. And I think that, people try to emulate popularity, and that's all they care about. And for me, music has never been about that. Music has been about connecting with people, and it's just something that I really love to do. So Wannabe is one of those songs that I'm very proud of, and I absolutely love the song. I got to work with Paul Laine on Wannabe, and it was something, like I said, that I felt I needed to put out there in the world, because at the moment, obviously with social media as well, there are a lot of people that pretend to be people that they're not. And the same for the music industry, unfortunately. And I have had to learn that the hard way recently. But I think that, it's all a learning curve, and I'm better for it and stronger for it. So it's one of those songs that will always be very close to me, and I just continue to play it live, and I love it so much.
Yes, and you tell me about Paul Laine, who is a person very important. You tell me about your father, of course, but Paul Laine is like a second father, perhaps, because you meet him, you got 11, something like that, and it changed your life, finally. Mr. Paul Laine.
He did. He really did change my life. And, Paul's been one of those people in my life that has been there through everything. And, I went through something really difficult recently, and he was one of the many people that I spoke to about the situation, and he just was such a godsend. And, he is such a wealth of knowledge as well. So I feel really lucky to have so many people in my corner that have, been through the industry and know the ins and the outs of the music industry, because I'm very young and I don't know a lot about it. And I think that's something that, I'm continuing to learn, that, learning is okay, even if it does hurt you sometimes. And Paul, he has this ability to just be the most positive person, even in the darkest of situations. And I really respect that about him, and I love that about him. Like I said before, he's been like a second dad to me all my life. And this new surprise that I'm working on, he also had a very big hand in. So it feels kind of like a bit of a full circle moment, because when things happen, Paul has always been there for me and my family, and that's something that I will always appreciate.
Yes, it's very, very important for you too in your life, and like you said, it's a very positive guide, and it's important in the in this music industry.
Yeah.
Just about something who is very special for you, because you get a tour in UK. You play a headliner. You call that the bittersweet tour, and I want to know what happened, because you stopped the tour, and Alex and Tom decide to leave the band. So it was a little surprise. What happened exactly?
It was a surprise to me as well, and you know, some things are very unfortunate and very disappointing in life, and to be honest, that's the only way I can put it. I won't disclose too much of what happened, but we did everything in our power to get out to play in the UK, and I can very much tell people that it is postponed, and it is postponed, definitely. It's not cancelled, we're coming back. And if I had it my way, I would have done the tour, rain, hail or shine. You know, for me, it doesn't matter if you're playing to 5 people or 5,000 people. It was all a learning experience for me. A very difficult one as well, because I've never cancelled a show in my life. You know, if I'm unwell, I'm up on that stage. Regardless of the situation, I'm up on that stage. But I was really given no other option, to be honest about it. And, you know, some people are not in the music industry for the right reasons, and I think I learned that the hard way. And yeah, you know, also another learning curve: never date someone in your band. That's
so that's life. It's happened, and so what is important?
No, we will be back, and I know that that people that know me and that know my father know that that is definitely going to happen, and nothing's going to stop us now.
Something will be very important next year. So you will play in Monster of Rock Cruise. I see that with many great bands: Night Ranger, Black Label Society, The Darkness, Queensryche, Striper, huge legend of rock legend. How do you feel about it's in a long time ago? It's in April next year. But do you think about this important cruise?
This is so important to me. You know, like I said, every show is important to me. If I'm playing to 5 people or 5,000 people. But the Monsters of Rock cruise has been something that, even as a fan, I wanted to go on for years. It's literally a bucket list thing for me, and I cannot wait to meet everyone on that cruise. It's the first electric debut of the set I've ever made in America, so it's very, very exciting. And I can't wait to get out there. There's a lot of really exciting things in the works, and I feel very privileged that I'm back on this journey and back on the horse. And yeah, the Monsters of Rock cruise will be on that journey, which is super exciting.
On a great boat, beautiful boat. So a good travel.
I can't wait to be even a fan. You know, like you said, one of my favorite bands, The Darkness, is headlining. You've got bands like Striper. You've got Lita Ford, which is, you know, Lita Ford and Joan Jett were such pivotal women, you know, in the rock scene. They really paved the way for women like me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that as well.
So you are from Australia. You are from Melbourne. I suppose you are in Melbourne now. So yes, you speak me about Australia. There are a lot of great bands. Of course, AC/DC. They are on tour in Europe just now. They will play in Paris in August. Two gigs. But there is also Rose Tattoo, The Angels. Many great bands like that. How do you feel about? Is it an influence? Do you grow up with this band? All this kind of band from Australia, rock band?
Absolutely. You know, AC/DC is something that I think I practically came out of the womb and I was singing AC/DC. I love AC/DC so much. They're actually touring Australia at the end of this year, and I'm going to see them, which will be super fun. And yeah, there's so many bands that, you know, have done fantastic things. Even the Baby Animals, I don't know if you're aware of them. Susie DiMarchi. She's just fantastic. You know, I learned a lot from her growing up and watching her. And yeah, it's been fantastic to see the evolution of the rock scene in Australia. And I feel very privileged to be a part of that now.
There is an artist from you, for you is very important. It's Pat Benatar. You do a cover, Promises in the Dark. Great cover. Great. I see the video, everything like that. And what represents Pat Benatar? How finally do you finally you are a great fan of this incredible woman. She's a huge star. She played in Paris many times in huge area at a certain period, at the period of the Promises of the Dark. So how do you feel about Pat Benatar?
Pat Benatar, again, such a pivotal woman in the scene, and did so much for females like me in paving the way. And you know, like, everything that woman does is fantastic, and she's just such an icon. And to be able to have grown up and watched her, and to be able to take little bits and pieces from all of these female icons is, you know, a huge part of who I am as an artist. And Pat Benatar was, you know, a staple in my house. You know, we weren't listening to, you know, one of her albums. We were listening to Joan Jett, or we were listening to, you know, Taylor Momsen of The Pretty Reckless, or Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. We were always listening to females in rock as well. And I think my dad really, something important that he showed me is that, you know, this may be an industry where there are a lot of males in it, but you can also do that if you want to. And that was a big thing. It was an if you want to. My brother chose a completely different route. He plays sport and is very, you know, athletic. And I really came to him and I said, you know, this is something I want to do. And he, you know, gave me so many female artists to watch and to have a look at and learn from. And Pat Benatar was a huge one for me, for sure.
Yes, your father is a musician. He get a band of also. He played in many bands. You tell me about the situation. Yes, the situation, because Pat Benatar was one of the first, but there is before the Runaways with Lita Ford and everything like that. And you do promotion for metalheads against bullying. Can you tell me more about that? I have the impression it's very important because you go to school in the school to explain this movement. What is exactly this movement?
Yeah, I think, you know, Metalheads Against Bullying is something that I'll carry with me for my entire life, and I feel very privileged to have been a part of that organisation. I started, you know, advocating for them when I was in high school, and I was going through a bit of a rough patch because people didn't really understand kind of what I was about. But as an adult, especially after, you know, the last 12 months, I've also seen that, you know, as adults, people can be bullies too, and I've felt that personally. And, you know, it is difficult to kind of deal with that, and, you know, sometimes you might have rose-coloured glasses on, but people can try and manipulate you and into thinking a certain way and being a certain way and acting a certain way. But I'd like to think that I advocate for strong, powerful women, and I hope that a lot of women can, you know, if it helps one girl or one woman and they take something from my experiences, then, you know, I've done my job. And, you know, it's great to have organisations like that out there, because whether you're, you know, 100 years old or, you know, you're 6 years old, there are different scopes and different, you know, different experiences with bullying. And, you know, that's something that I think a lot of people need to hear, and it's great to have organisations like that advocating for things like that as well.
And there is also this great song, Stand, that you write, that you sing. It was an important song too. Of course, all the songs on the album are important, but this one is very powerful for you? It came perhaps from your heart or something like that.
Yeah, Stand is a huge one. It was on the debut record, and that's one I thought was really important that it was on the record, along, with things like I Never Loved You. There's just a few songs on there that I've kind of grown with as well, and the meaning still is very relevant. Stand is a very big one, and kind of ties into Wannabe as well, in the way of you need to stand up for what's right. It's a difficult thing, especially in the music industry, but I think I've learned that now more than ever, and I'm ready to take on everything that comes at me.
You call your first album New Sensation, and you are the new sensation. Of course, everywhere, in the world and in France. Do you have an idea of the new title of the next album?
Yes, I do. I have to keep my lips sealed about that. I do have the title of the next album, and yeah, like I said, I'm really excited for this next chapter. I think that there's been a lot of learning curves for me recently, and things that I had to find out the hard way, but I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. It was a hard thing, but I think that made me not only a stronger person, but also a stronger musician, and I'm very happy to be back.
Just about the text, I suppose you write many texts, lyrics now for the next one. Is there some thematic who is very important for you? When you write a song, we speak about stand, but there is I suppose you are also your life, like the 2 years ago. I suppose many things change.
Absolutely. I think that I've always been taught that the best songs come from personal experience, and the next little thing that I put out is definitely a good reflection of my life pretty recently, and how I've changed my perspective on things. And it's probably one of my favorite things that I've ever done, and one of the most personal things that I've ever put out, and I'm very excited to do that and to give people a good insight of who I am and what I stand for.
So, Cassidy, really thank you for the interview. If you have something very important to say for this interview, in this interview, and for all the French people and all the people who will look the video, everything like that, do you have something more to say?
I don't think so. I think I probably said everything. But thank you so much for having me on tonight. This is the first podcast/interview I've done back, and I'm very excited to be back in the game. I feel stronger for it, and I can't wait for this next chapter. So thank you so much, and a shout out to everyone out there. Thank you for all your support. You guys have been absolutely fantastic, and I love you with all my heart.
Thank you very much. It was really a pleasure and a nice interview, and to speak about all your life and all you do. Thank you very much, and hope to see you very soon. And in Paris, I will be there. Thank you.
Got it.
Thank you.
Coming very soon. Yeah, no, thank you so much. Likewise.
Bye bye.